What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. FTR put their careers on the line as they challenge the Guns for the AEW World Tag Team Championship. Join us now as we look at this week's edition of Dynamite, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including major firings on the horizon in WWE, more bad news for Triple H, Vince McMahon running Smackdown, Shaul Guerrero weighs in on her sister's allegations, a fan was ejected from WrestleMania for the funniest reason ever, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new channel, Wrestlelamia Shorts. Now, as always, we won't recap the matches, but just look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. As always, we start off with the good as number 1, Bryan Danielson goes full heel. And when Danielson goes heel, he doesn't hold back, nor do his brothers in the Blackpool Combat Club. The BCC beat the snot out of their hapless opponents in a trios match, but they weren't finished as they delivered a post-match beatdown to the 3 enhancement talents. Danielson told the crowd the BCC are the only professionals and dared anyone to step up. Sadly, Adam Page did, and was outnumbered 4-1, and he suffered a hellacious beatdown, including a spot where Danielson produced a screwdriver and proceeded to carve Page open. As we noted last week, AEW needs a take-no-prisoners heel faction that doesn't joke around and is out to hurt people. The BCC has stepped up, and it's only going to be fascinating to see who challenges them and who gets hurt along the way. Number 2, total non-stop action. No, Tony Khan hasn't brought Impact Wrestling, well, probably at least not yet. However, last night's show featured total non-stop action, beginning with a wild trios match between House of Black and Best Friends and ending with a high-stakes tag match between FTR and the Guns. Number 3, Jay White is all elite. AEW provided a huge surprise last night when former New Japan Pro Wrestling sensation Jay White showed up ailing Juice Robinson by attacking Juice's opponent Ricky Starks. This was a huge signing as White was one of wrestling's top free agents, and despite the WWE lobbying hard for him, he chose AEW over them. Number 4, Tony Khan's big announcement. Not only did Dynamite have a dazzling debut, it also featured Tony Khan's big announcement that AEW is coming to the UK to hold its first ever all-in event at London's Wembley Stadium. Yeah, Wembley Stadium is huge, like 90,000 seats huge. Whilst that sounds incredibly hard to sell out, just remember that this is like the whole of Europe that would want to go to this event. This could be a massive W for Tony Khan or a huge L. Number 5, FTR win. Harwood and Wheeler are your new AEW World Tag Team Champions, which means they don't have to leave AEW. Unlike many stipulation matches, this one had more suspense because fans didn't know if FTR were leaving AEW after their contract was set to expire in April. This match was criticized by some for having too many shenanigans, which it did, but the story of the match was the Guns' efforts to cheat their way to a win and send FTR packing. This mission was accomplished and FTR fans were likely on the edge of their seats until the final 1-2-3 count. Number 6, MJF promo and Jungle Boy attack. AEW capitalized on Dynamite taking place in Long Island, with MJF soaking up the hometown crowd while continuing to play the arrogant jerk he's perfected. While some fans might have not enjoyed MJF's musical number, Jungle Boy fans were likely happy to see him ambush MJF and continue his quest for the AEW World Championship. Number 7, Sammy Guevara's promo. Last night was Sammy Guevara's chance to make his case for why he's going to defeat MJF for the AEW World Championship and show fans a side of him besides the cocky kid with a face you just want to punch. Guevara pointed out that he's done some bad things, but unlike MJF, he's never sold his soul for a title, reminding fans of how MJF turned his back on Cody, the Inner Circle, the Pinnacle, the Firm, and anyone who had exhausted their usefulness. The promo wasn't perfect, but it gave fans a chance to see a different side of Sammy and demonstrated that he has some heat. And a strong show after the WWE's Raw debacle. If AEW was counting on disgusted WWE fans to tune into Dynamite as an alternative to the WWE, the company took advantage of this opportunity, putting on a strong show that featured some top talent who jumped from the WWE while also showcasing AEW originals. But that was a good. What about the bad? As number 1, Outcasts are still atrocious. Just when we think we can't disparage the Outcasts anymore, they show up on Dynamite and cut another atrocious promo. Whatever the reason, Tony Storm, Ruby Soho and Saraya seem to be going through the motions whenever they go on the mic. A part of the problem could be that AEW hasn't figured out what to do with them other than give them the cans of spray paint to pay homage to the NWO. There's no reason this program can't work, but it's going to take effort from the booker and the wrestlers involved. Number 2, where were Page's friends? Our poor Hangman Adam Page. Where the hell were his friends while the Blackpool Combat Club beat him senseless and then busted him open with a screwdriver? Fans had to wonder why no one ran out for the save. It's not as if Page is hated by his fellow babyfaces, but we'd like to give AEW the benefit of the doubt and hope this will be incorporated into a storyline, perhaps with Page reuniting with the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. However, why didn't AEW at least have announcers throw out some dialogue explaining the lack of help? There was nothing downright ugly. Last night's Dynamite delivered excellent matches, promos and segments designed to further storylines and set up matches for next week. Let's see if AEW will put more effort into its shows in order to bring in disgruntled WWE fans and remind current AEW viewers why they fell in love with the promotion. But what do you guys think of Dynamite this week? Let us know in the comments down below. Now let's move on to the news. Our first story looks at major firings on the horizon in WWE. As the wrestling world adapts to Endeavor's acquisition of the WWE and Vince McMahon's return to running creative, staff and wrestlers are dealing with yet another source of stress, the looming feeling that layoffs are on the horizon. Endeavor COO Mark Shapiro spoke with Puck about the company's plans to examine the WWE staff. Anything from HR to finance to legal to communications production to distributions and marketing, across every area you're going to find cost synergies. You're going to integrate and ultimately highlight and appoint the best and brightest teams. Now, for those unfamiliar with corporate double talk, this will likely mean Endeavor will find redundancies and eliminate staff if company feels are no longer necessary. This is nothing new in the WWE, as Nick Khan has made serious cuts to WWE employees when he became president, removing employees in sometimes departments that he found unnecessary. While Shapiro didn't discuss cuts to the roster, rumor has it that wrestlers are concerned about the WWE's traditional post-Mania cuts, as well as the possibility Vince will fire wrestlers that Triple H brought back. Next up, Vince McMahon is running Smackdown. That's unfortunate news for those fans who expected Vince McMahon running Raw to be a one-off. Speaking on the Wrestling Observer Radio today, Dave Meltzer provided the latest on McMahon running WWE Creative. Meltzer stated that even if McMahon isn't there in attendance, he'll be running the show virtually. Everyone's wondering what's going to happen Friday. Is Vince going to tear up the show again? Was it only because he was in LA? Nobody knows the answer. Either he's coming to Portland for SmackDown and tearing up the show, or he's, at worst, maybe going to stay in Connecticut and be in the production meeting remote, in which case he'll probably have less tearing up of the show, but he's there, and he's the decision maker, and he's number one. He's number one. That's it. Triple H has gone from being the guy to being basically what Paul Heyman was and what Bruce Pritchard was before. Were they in charge? But everything gets overruled. Oh dear. Next up, more bad news for Triple H. There's more bad news concerning Triple H's role in WWE. As reported earlier, the Game is still Chief Content Officer, but he's been given busy work by the WWE, with Vince McMahon having the final say in creative. Dave Meltzer is reporting the same, which raises the question, just what is Triple H's role besides a figurehead, and does the WWE think wrestlers or fans are convinced he's making any substantial contributions to creative? Next up, Shaul Guerrero weighs on her sister's allegations. Now, Shaul Guerrero is responding to the very public discussion between her sister Shaul and her mother Vicky Guerrero. Recall, Shaul posted a video on TikTok alleging that she had been sexually assaulted by her stepfather while the family was on a cruise and that her mother took the stepfather's side. Here's an excerpt from Shaul's comments on Instagram. "I'm deeply saddened at the state my family has been in for years. What my sister stated happened on the cruise was true. She did get SA'd by my stepfather. SA is never okay and she has every right to talk about it. Was it rape? No, but it was unwanted touching, which is absolutely unacceptable and traumatizing." As Shaul discussed that she has had a tumultuous relationship with her sister, and so have Shaul and Vicky. Shaul's sister stated that the family did not abandon Shaul and that supported her emotionally and financially. Shaul offered her support to Shaul and ended by saying, "I hope you find healing." In a related note, Vicky Guerrero has taken down her Instagram post, which kinda made things worse. Next up, Jay White's surprise signing. AEW fans weren't the only people surprised by Jay White signing with the promotion. According to Meltzer, well, Jay White is a great wrestler, a great psychological wrestler. WWE was after him. It was a choice between the two sides, and this was the side he chose. It's a feather in the cap of AEW and Tony Khan. He got the guy. That's a good thing for AEW. Now they have to use him the right way. There were multiple reports that WWE was very interested in signing White, so what happened? Fightful's William Washington tweeted, "WWE was very interested. Multiple people in the company were confident it would happen." Next up, AEW hires a former WWE executive. Tony Khan had plenty of surprises for fans on Dynamite, and he also made a big hire behind the scenes. PW Insider's Mike Johnson revealed, AEW has hired former WWE Vice President of Communications Adam Hopkins, PWInsider.com has confirmed. While we're not sure of the title, one would think that after all his years with WWE, Hopkins would likely be working on the PR side and helping that area of the company. Now, Hopkins worked in the WWE for many years, with PW Insider reporting he began in 1997 and accomplished quite a lot. In some circles of WWE, he was very much credited with reopening the doors for WWE to reach out again to the pro wrestling media and was also a big part of building the Paul Levesque vision of NXT. And finally, a fan was ejected from WrestleMania. Last but not least, WWE fan Kevin Hansberg isn't happy with what happened at WrestleMania 39's second night. But wait until you actually hear the fan story of why he was asked to leave the SoFi Stadium. Not only was the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes screwed by the bloodline tonight, I was screwed by a security guard at SoFi Stadium. He made me leave and change out of my same big boss man costume I wore yesterday to WrestleMania because I was impersonating a law officer. Now, according to Hansberg, he was able to wear the costume on night 1, but a SoFi official believed he was impersonating a security officer due to an authentic patch from Georgia's Sheriff Department. Now, he ditched his Bossman outfit and returned with a Twin Towers t-shirt celebrating the Bossman, Anna Keem. Well, there you have it, folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.